On to big stories across the globe. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has notched up another win in his fight to pressure U.S. companies to build in America. Ford announced that it is cancelling its plans to build a $1.6 billion car factory in Mexico. CNBC's Phil LeBeau reports.
When this decision was made, I think a lot of people thought, well, good, Ford is finally going to say, okay, we're getting along with the president. We understand what's going to be changing with NAFTA. But when you talk with Mark Fields, and we did earlier today on the halftime report, he tried to spin this as a move of Ford making a decision about where to build small cars in an environment where small car demand is slowing down.
Listen, over the last couple of years, we've seen small cars markedly decline. So every year, we're looking at our capacity, we're looking at our forecasts for demand, and it became very clear that we didn't need this plant, and we can utilize an existing facility in Mexico.
So they will be building the Focus at an existing plant in Mexico, still moving small car production south of the border while investing $700 million in the Michigan plant where the Focus was built. That'll eventually add about 700 jobs. While this may take Ford off of Donald Trump's radar for the time being, earlier this morning, he squarely put GM on the hot seat by tweeting out this morning comments about GM and its production of the Chevy Cruze. General Motors is sending Mexican-made model of Chevy Cruze to U.S. car dealers tax-free across the border, make in USA, or pay big border tax. General Motors, by the way, imports about 400,000 vehicles that are built at its plants in Mexico and then sold here in the United States. The Chevy Cruze hatchback, it's only a small percentage of those vehicles, about 4,500 vehicles last year. Still, General Motors made it clear when it responded to Donald Trump that his facts were perhaps a little bit off relative to what the company builds. GM manufactures the Chevrolet Cruze sedan, the company said, in Lordstown, Ohio. The key word there, sedan. All Chevrolet Cruze sedans sold in the U.S. are built in GM's assembly plant in Lordstown, Ohio. GM builds the Chevrolet Cruze hatchback at its for global markets in Mexico, with a small number sold here in the U.S. Here's really what this all comes down to, not just for General Motors and for Ford, but for all automakers. They have put so much infrastructure in Mexico for auto production that this year auto production will top about 4 million vehicles. Those vehicles that are built there, they're not all coming to the U.S., but a lot of them are, and Donald Trump is saying they shouldn't be coming in tax-free.
Okay, well, that's the big story across the globe, but let's slip into a short break now. When we come back, Manisha Gupta will join in with all the currency and the commodity market action.